her glasses, allowing a squint to mar her forehead, puckering it with a scowl. I couldn't help sighing. I've always responded quite often foolishly to beauty, but it's the eye, I believe, and not the heart or the groin that is the organ of desire. The eye that, in a convulsive ocular somersault, literally turns the world upside down, defying the brain to make sense of it all. But can the eye be trusted? That is the question. How clearly may it peer into the heart of our attractions, when it's the nature of beauty to beguile the eye and confound the mind? And the Fraulein was indeed beautiful. Her nose was straight and fine, and her mouth almost too large for the trembling pedestal of her chin. Her hair, swept off her neck and pinned into place by an opal clasp, frizzled out in small, exasperated tufts. She seemed older than I. She must have been nearing 30, and yet she had about her a frazzled air belonging more properly to a maiden. And indeed, it was this sweet and mild confusion animating and irritating her every gesture that convinced me the alarums clanging in the belfry of my heart at the sight of her were genuine. I held my breath in anticipation of the arrival of her companion, hoping he would prove to be neither husband nor lover, nor, in those strangely liberated times, both. However, the relief I felt upon seeing a mother and not a lover join my darling, already I was thinking of her in this way, disappeared as I watched the Fraulein, obviously chastened by her mother, attempting to decipher the elder woman's wishes, peering into her face as into a page of incomprehensible scribbling. I followed their progress down the aisle through my opera glasses, but lost sight of them when the head of the man in front of me threw itself up, a big fleshy mountain between us. Rearing back, I jolted the glasses into the bridge of my nose and was blinded by a yellow flash of pain. Swerving my lorgnette in a panic to the right, lest I lose them, I found the Fraulein and her mother again on the far side of the woman's plumed hat. They were speaking to a gentleman, a family friend by the looks of it, although, upon closer examination, peering in, I refocused my lorgnette. I could see that the man's presence seemed to be rattling the younger woman. She seemed smitten by his person. Blushing compulsively, she dropped her head, unable to meet his gaze. Gripping her little purse by its chain, she let it dangle in front of her, as though to conceal the delta of her sex. At that moment, I realized with a riveting sense of shame that I was staring at her lap. My cheeks burned. I lifted my lorgnette, and, in order to distract my gaze, took a better look at my rival. Bearded, well-barbered, impeccably haberdashed, he was puffing on a slender green cigar. Steadying its nib with his thumb, he roared with laughter at some witticism or other of the mother's. Tilting his head back, he exhaled, filling the air above them with a smudge. How I hated that man. I hated him the way one hates anyone who possesses what one lacks, whose sturdy happiness exposes how ludicrously constructed is one's own. I felt barred from the marvelous joke they were sharing, exiled from their witty conversation not only by the distance that separated us — I was, after all, 4 tiers above them — but by my poverty, broadcast plainly to the world, if by nothing else than by Otto's suit. "Lower your lorgnette," I counseled myself. "Look away. Spare your heart." But instead, I watched as the mother placed an ungloved hand upon the arm of the gentleman and caressed it. Meaningful looks were traded between these two. They'd agreed upon something, that much was clear, and as they turned towards the daughter to see if she concurred, and as she signaled her assent with an embarrassed charade of shrugs, I knew I possessed no hope of winning her. My rival had bested me before I'd even announced my intentions. The house lights dimmed, the curtain went up, and I watched the play. Half a krona is half a krona after all, though I could barely concentrate on its plot. Dr. Herzl's The New Ghetto, it had something to do with a count, a duel, a questionable marriage, and a coal mine. When the gaslights came up, I stood in my box and peered over the heads of the couple in front of me to search the stalls for the girl in the lavender dress with all the extravagant flounces. Ah, that women no longer dress in this way, as though they were packages waiting to be unwrapped, is an understatement.